Namaste, Dandavat Pranam. By the instruction and grace of our spiritual master, Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Sripad Bhakti Madhava Puri Maharaj, we are here reading Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Canto 4, The Creation of the Fourth Order, Chapter 24, Chanting the Song Sung by Lord Śiva. Text 1. Maitreya Uvacha Vijitasvo Dirajasit Pridhu Putra Pridhu Shrava Yaviyobhyo Dadatkasta Bratritbhyo Brit Atratvatsala. The great sage Maitreya continued, Vijitasva, the eldest son of Maharaj Prithu, who had a reputation like his father's, became emperor and gave his younger brothers different directions of the world to govern, for he was very affectionate toward his brothers. Purport. After describing the life and character of Maharaj Prithu in the previous chapter, the great sage Maitreya began to speak about the sons and grandsons in the genealogical line of the Prithu dynasty. After the death of Maharaj Prithu, his eldest son, Vijitasva, became emperor of the world. King Vijitasva was very affectionate toward his younger brothers, and therefore he wanted them to rule different directions of the world. From time immemorial, the eldest son generally becomes king after the death of the previous king. When the Pandavas ruled the earth, Maharaj Yudhishthira, the eldest son of King Pandu, became emperor, and his younger brothers assisted him. Similarly, King Vijitasva's younger brothers were appointed to govern the different directions of the world. Text 2. Haryakshayadi satprachim Dhumrakesaya dakshinam Pratichim brika samgyaya Toryam dravina sevibu. Maharaj Vijitasva offered the eastern part of the world to his brother Haryaksha, the southern part to Dhumrakesha, and the western part to Vrika, and the northern part to Dravina. Text 3. Antardhana gatim sakra, labhantardhana samgita, apatya trayam adhata, shikandinyam sushamatam. Formerly, Maharaj Vijitasva pleased the king of heaven, Indra, and from him received the title Antardhana. His wife's name was Sikandini, and by her he begot 3 good sons. Purport. Maharaj Vijitasva was known as Antardhana, which means disappearance. He received this title from Indra, and it refers to the time when Indra stole Maharaj Prithu's horse from the sacrificial arena. Indra was not visible to the others when he was stealing the horse, but Maharaj Prithu's son Vijitasva could see him. Yet despite his knowing that Indra was taking away his father's horse, Vijitasva did not attack him. This indicates that Maharaj Vijitasva's respected the right persons. Although Indra was stealing the horse from his father, Vijitasva knew perfectly well that Indra was not an ordinary thief. Since Indra was a great and powerful demigod and servant of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vijitasva purposely excused him due to sentiment only, even though Indra was acting wrongly. Thus, Indra became very pleased with Vijitasva at that time. The demigods have the great mystic power of being able to appear and disappear according to their will. And since Indra was very pleased with Vijitasva, he bestowed this mystic power upon him. Thus Vijitasva became known as Antardhana. Text 4. Pavaka pavamanascha suchir ityagnaya pura vasista sapad utpana punar yoga gatim gata. The three sons of Maharaj Antardana were named Pavaka, Pavamana, and Suchi. Formerly, these three personalities were the demigods of fire, but due to the curse of the great sage Vashista, they became sons of Maharaj Antardana. As such, they were as powerful as the fire gods, and they attained the destination of mystic yoga power, being again situated as the demigods of fire. Purport. In Bhagavad Gita 6.41 through 43, it is stated that one who falls down from yoga practice is elevated to the heavenly planets, and after enjoying the material facilities there, he again comes down to the earthly planet and takes birth in a very rich family or a very pious Brahmana family. Thus, it is to be understood that when demigods fall down, they come to earth as sons of very rich and pious families. In such families, the living entity gets an opportunity to execute Krishna consciousness and thereby gain promotion to his desired goal. The sons of Maharaj Antardana had been the demigods in charge of fire, and they regained their former position by mystic power, returned to the heavenly planets. Text 5. Antardano nabhasvatyam avirdhanam avindata ya indram asvahartaram vidvan apina jagnivan. Maharaj Antardana and his wife, he had another wife named Nabhasvati, and by her he was happy to beget another son named Havirdhana. Since Maharaj Antardana was very liberal, he did not kill Indra while the demigod was stealing his father's horse at the sacrifice. Purport. It is understood from the various scriptures and Puranas that the king of heaven, Indra, was very expert in stealing and kidnapping. He could steal anything without being visible to the proprietor, and he could kidnap anyone's wife without being detected. Once he raped the wife of Gautama Muni by using his disappearing art, and similarly by becoming invisible, he stole the horse of Maharaj Prithu. Although in human society such activities are considered abominable, the demigod Indra was not considered to be degraded by them. Although Antardana could understand that King Indra was stealing the horse from his father, he did not kill Indra, for he knew that if one who is very powerful sometimes commits an abominable act, it should be disregarded. In Bhagavad Gita 9.30, it is clearly stated, Apichet suraracharo bhajate mam ananyabak. Sadhur eva samantavya samyag vyavasito hisa. Thus the Lord says that even if a devotee commits an abominable act, he should be considered a sadhu, or a pious man, because of his unflinching devotion to the Lord. The devotees of the Lord never willingly commit any sinful act, but sometimes they commit something abominable due to their previous habits. Such acts should not be taken very seriously, however, because the devotees of the Lord are very powerful, whether they are on the heavenly planets or on this planet. If by chance they commit something abominable, it should not be taken into account, but should be overlooked. Text 6. Ragyam vritim karhadana danda sulkadi dharunam manyamano dirgha satra vyajena vishasarjaha. Whenever Antardana, the supreme royal power, had to exact taxes, punish his citizens, or fine them severely, he was not willing to do so. Consequently, he retired from the execution of such duties and engaged himself in the performance of different sacrifices. Purport. It is clear herein that the king sometimes has to perform duties which are not very desirable, just because he is the king. Similarly, Arjuna was not at all willing to fight because fighting or killing one's own kinsmen and family members is not at all desirable. Nonetheless, the Kshatriyas had to perform such undesirable actions as a matter of duty. Maharaj Antardana was not very happy while exacting taxes or punishing the citizens for their criminal activities. Therefore, on the plea of performing sacrifices, he retired from the royal majestic power at a very early age. Text 7. Tatrapi hamsam purusham paramatmanam atmadrik yajam stalokatam apa kushalena samadhina. Although Maharaj Antardana was engaged in performing sacrifices, because he was a self-realized soul, he very intelligently rendered devotional service to the Lord, who eradicates all the fears of his devotees. By thus worshipping the Supreme Lord, Maharaj Antardana, wrapped in ecstasy, attained his planet very easily. Purport. Since sacrifices are generally performed by fruitive actors, it is especially mentioned here, tatrapi, that although Maharaj Antardana was externally engaged in performing sacrifices, his real business was rendering devotional service by hearing and chanting. In other words, he was performing the usual sacrifices by the method of Sankirtana Yajna, as recommended herein. Shravhanam Kirtanam Vishnu, Smaranam Padasevanam, Archanam Vandanam Dasyam, Sakhyam Atma Nivedanam. Bhagavatam 7.5.23. Devotional service is called Kirtana Yajna, and by practicing Sankirtan Yajna, one is very easily elevated to the planet where the Supreme Lord resides. Out of the 5 kinds of liberations, achieving the same planet where the Lord resides and living with the Lord there is called Salokya liberation. Text 8. Havhirdana Davhirdani Vidura Sutta Satsutam Barhi Sadham Gayam Shuklam Krishnam Satyam Chitavratam. Havirdana, the son of Maharaj Antardana, had a wife named Havirdani, who gave birth to 6 sons named Barhisat, Gaya, Shukla, Krishna, Satya, and Jitavrata. Text 9. Barhisatsu Mahabhago Havirdhani Prajapati Kriya Kandeshu Nishnato Yogeshu Chakurudvaha. The great sage Maitreya continued, My dear Vidura, Havirdhana's very powerful son, named Barhisat, was very expert in performing various kinds of fruitive sacrifices, and he was also expert in the practice of mystic yoga. By this great qualification, he became known as Prajapati. Purport. In the beginning of the creation, there were not many living entities, and consequently, the very powerful living entities or demigods were appointed as Prajapatis in order to beget children and increase the population. There are many Prajapatis. Brahma, Daksha, and Manu are sometimes known as Prajapatis, and Barhisat, the son of Havirdhana, became one of them. Text 10. Yasyedam deva yajanam anyu yagyam vitanvata prachina grai kushar asid astritam vasudhatalam. Maharaj Barhisat executed many sacrifices all over the world. He scattered kusa grasses and kept the tops of the grasses pointed eastward. Purport. As stated in the previous verse, Kriya Kandeshu Nishnata, Maharaj Barhisat dived very deeply into the fruitive activities of sacrifice. This means that as soon as he finished one yajna in one place, he began performing another yajna in the immediate vicinity. At the present moment, there is a similar need to perform Sankirtana yajna all over the world. The Krishna consciousness movement has started performing Sankirtan yajna in different places, and it has been experienced that wherever Sankirtan yajna is performed, many thousands of people gather and take part in it. Imperceptible auspiciousness achieved in this connection should be continued all over the world. The members of the Krishna consciousness movement should perform Sankirtan yajnas one after another, so much so that all the people of the world will either jokingly or seriously chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, and thus they will derive the benefit of cleansing the heart. The holy name of the Lord, Hare Nam, is so powerful that whether it is chanted jokingly or seriously, the effect of vibrating this transcendental sound will be equally distributed. It is not possible at the present moment to perform repeated yajnas as Maharaj Barhisat performed, but it is within our means to perform Sankirtan yajna, which does not cost anything. One can sit down anywhere and chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. If the surface of the globe is over-flooded with the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra, the people of the world will be very happy, will be very, very happy. And thus ends our reading for today. We'll continue from text 11 on Monday. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Sripad Bhakti Madhava Puri Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Srila Prabhupada, Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Gurudev, Srila Acharya Dev, Srila Shanta Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Sri Rupanuga Guru Varga Ki Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the worldwide devotees, Sama Bhaktiveda Vrinda Ki Jai. Jai Navadvip Dham Ki Jai, Nishangapali Dham Ki Jai, Mayapur Dham Ki Jai, Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai, Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Ju Ki Jai, Ganga Mai, Yamuna Mai Ki Jai, Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai, Giri Govardhan, Gupta Govardhan Dham Ki Jai, Shyam Kund, Radha Kund Ki Jai, Tulsi Devi, Bhakti Devi, Vrinda Devi Ki Jai, Jai Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai, Jai Harinam Sankirtan Yajna Ki Jai, Scientific Sankirtan Yajna Ki Jai, Jai Princeton Bhaktivedanta Institute Ki Jai, Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Institute Ki Jai, Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat Ki Jai, Nitai Gaura Premanandi Hari Hari Bol, Jai Shrimati Uma Devi Dasi Ki Jai, Hari Bol.
Sripad Krishna Keshav Prabhu Ji ki jai.
Dhanavad Didi.